People have opinions about strawberry shortcake. Now, my daughter and I went strawberry picking. We now have strawberries, a plethora of strawberries. And I figured, why don't we make some of the different kinds of strawberry shortcakes that everybody talks about and see which one's the best. There are lots of different ways to approach a strawberry shortcake. Some people like yellow cake, some people like pound cake, some people like a biscuit, like a salty, buttery biscuit. There are a lot of different ways to eat strawberry shortcake. Some people put ice cream on it. Let's make some. I mean, the most important part of strawberry shortcake is clearly the strawberries. Some people just like a chopped fresh strawberry, boom, right on top of your strawberry shortcake. That's delicious. Some people like this stuff, including me. Some people use this stuff. It's like frozen strawberries and sugar. And it's like, it's sort of in a syrup. And then we're also gonna do like a from scratch version of this. We're just gonna macerate some strawberries. A lot of different ways to sort of get the strawberries onto the shortcake. We're gonna try them all. To macerate, we'll just cut some strawberries and then just take a bowl, put your strawberries in it, and then we'll add some sugar. Toss this around. You don't need a ton of sugar. You just kind of want to make sure all the strawberries got like a little coated. And then just a little pinch of salt. So you're adding sugar to the strawberries, one, to make them sweeter, but two, it draws out all that water, replaces it with syrup, and kind of breaks them down. So they actually get a little bit softer, a little bit juicier. We'll have two different versions. We'll have some fresh strawberries that are just cut up, and that's the way to go. And then we're also gonna do macerated, and I think you'll find you might like the macerated better. Let's make some biscuits. Biscuits is how I started baking. I started baking in college, and I made cornbread and biscuits for a restaurant called Savannah. The chef was Cindy Wolf, who remains to this day the greatest chef I've ever worked for. Okay, when you're doing something like this, sift. When you're baking a cake, definitely sift. Sugar, salt, baking powder. So there's all my dry ingredients. Now whisk everything up real good. You want everything mixed before you start adding fat and liquid to this. Here is some lard. All right, so what I'm gonna do is very roughly just sort of chop this into chunks like this. All right, and then I'm just gonna break off pieces. So now I'm gonna toss this around. Okay, now I'm just gonna start working the lard into the flour. So just give it some squeezes. Okay, good. Now we're gonna add buttermilk. And there we go. Now we're just gonna gently mix all this in. Now, there's a recipe for these biscuits, but a lot of times you just gotta kind of eyeball it. Sometimes flour can absorb more moisture, depending on what time of year that wheat was grown, depending on where you live, depending on how it was milled. There's a lot of different things that go into how much moisture flour can absorb. So you just gotta like feel it out, you know? Touch it, feel the dough. Now I'm not kneading this, I'm just sort of tossing it. You don't want to knead it. This actually feels pretty good. I'm just gonna sort of give it a little push to make it create a dough that I can pull out of the bowl. Here's how this works. You get a handful of flour like this, and you throw it. Right, now you have a nice even floured surface. Like when you sprinkle, you get little chunks, and it also looks cool. People think you're good at baking. Here's my dough, and you see it's like falling apart. That's good. That's exactly what you want. So now I'm gonna take these biscuits, just a little bit on top. You don't really need a rolling pin. You can just sort of push these by hand. all these little cracks, all the things, these are giving the biscuits like real personality, you know? Like these biscuits did not come out of a cardboard tube, although cardboard tube biscuits are pretty delicious. All right, so now I'm gonna sort of very gently, because these are fragile, I'm gonna pick these up and we're gonna put them right next to each other. Right? Usually with like cookies and stuff, you make sure there's a lot of space, but when you're doing biscuits, I like to put them right up on each other. Okay, now you have all this stuff left over. Don't knead it back together, okay? You wanna kind of scoot it all in like this. Just scoot it and make another biscuit pile like this. So I'm gonna egg wash these biscuits. The best way to make an egg wash is an egg, a little sugar, and a little salt, a splash of water. Okay, and then what that's gonna do, it's gonna loosen everything up. The salt and the sugar break everything down, so this will actually turn into like a homogeneous liquid. There we go, okay. And now, don't be shy. Get it on there. Make sure you really cover, you get all the nooks and crannies. Really make sure you're hitting all those layers there. So the oven's set at 400 degrees. I'm gonna put these in there for, I'll say 10 minutes, and then we'll give them a look and see how they're doing. One day, they will invent smell-o-vision. But until then, you just have to trust me that these smell amazing. They're a phenomenal biscuit. All right, so now we have biscuits, right? So we're taking care of the bread. I also have little yellow cakes from the grocery store, which is how my mom made strawberry shortcake. I also have some pound cake, which I guess if you're weird, you'll eat strawberry shortcake with a pound cake. Some people. So we've got the berries, we've got the bread, but now we need to talk about the dairy. I got a couple things here. Cool Whip, whipped cream in a can, and then actual heavy cream. I also have in the freezer some ice cream. I am going to now make some whipped cream. It's all happening. There we go. Okay, you know what it is? It is time to build some strawberry shortcakes. Look at all this good stuff. Let's start with my childhood. Here I got the strawberry pie filling, strawberry topping stuff. Let's just do like a nice big scoop. Cool Whip. Nice. All right. Now let's do pound cake. This is the frozen strawberry stuff, also from my childhood. And then ice cream, more strawberries, pound cake, whipped cream, and then strawberries. And now we'll do the super fancy biscuit with macerated fresh strawberries, homemade whipped cream, more biscuit, more whipped cream. I'm really excited about this part of the video. Let's eat. All right, let's start with the ice cream one, because it's gonna melt. That's pretty good. You're kind of getting double dairy here. You're getting cold, beautiful ice cream, and you're getting all this good whipped stuff on top. It might be too mealy of a cake for all this dairy. That's that one. This is how I used to have it when I was a kid. Cool Whip, it's pretty sweet. The pie filling, the strawberry pie filling, it has this great texture. It's got all this goo on it, which is really nice. It's just got a lot more body than like the frozen strawberries. Pretty good. Not a ton of flavor, honestly. So here I got a fresh buttermilk biscuit, whipped cream, macerated berries. This one's interesting. It's very good. The biscuit is delicious, clearly. The whipped cream's really nice, not too sweet. And the strawberries are good. They still have body, but they got some juice to them, which is really nice. It's really almost savory though. This needs a lot more sugar. What I want to do is make the ultimate strawberry shortcake by taking my favorite elements from all these and making like the one perfect bite. Okay, so I think we're gonna go biscuit and then ice cream and then the frozen strawberries with all the juice. And then let's do a little bit more on top. Let's go fresh, it's good. I think this is gonna be the one. There we go. This is the bite. Ice cream is sweet. When you have it with a salty biscuit, it's so nice. The strawberry really, like the acidity of the strawberry really comes out when you eat it like that, and it's so good. There are so many different ways to eat strawberry shortcake. Look at this. Pick the things that you like the best, mix them all up. That's how you make a strawberry shortcake. If you want this biscuit recipe, click the link below or just go to duff.com. It is in there. It is also in my book, Duff Bakes. See you next time.